So what is a grateful bicycle say?
A grateful bicycle?
Yeah, what does a grateful bicycle say to its rims?
What does a grateful bicycle say to its rims?
Okay, so grateful means like thank you.
Great. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. What does a grateful bicycle say to its rims?
It says, thanks for keeping it wheel.
Oh, that's a good one.
You fooled us with the R. Kelly joke, and I thought you were going with the R. Kelly joke. I'm super glad that you picked that one.
That was really good. We try to have like dad jokes with bicycles, but that's a good one.
That is a good one.
Well played.
Yeah.
No,
Thanks.
Very nice.
Thanks.
We got a special guest.
We always say special. We need a synonym.
Thesaurus.
A synonym?
Thesaurus?
Thesaurus. We need to use a thesaurus to get a synonym to the word interesting or special.
Interest.
I thought there was a pterodactyl coming or something.
What? Jesus Christ. All right. We have a awesome guest with us today.
Yes.
Awesome guest. Super interesting story. Mm-hmm. Would you like to introduce yourself, sir?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks. Grateful to be here. So thanks for having me, first of all.
Yeah, thanks for coming. We're grateful that you're with us.
Absolutely. My name's Dusty Horton. I grew up in the Midwest in Milwaukee. And
I didn't know another Milwaukee guy.
I'm from Milwaukee.
right on.
Crazy.
Two of you guys
that.
are eating cheese or something, right?
I was going to bring PBR tonight too.
Do you have a tramp stamp that says Milwaukee?
Wait, do you?
I mean, I'm not saying I do. I'm just asking if he does. Why is that related?
No, I do not have any tattoos, nor one of Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah.
Do you? Okay, all right. I'm curious where that question is coming from, but we cut you off. I apologize.
No.
You were introducing yourself.
We're not getting very far tonight.
Dusty Horton from Milwaukee.
And
then Mike lost his shit.
Well, it's totally ridiculous. I have Milwaukee BMX tattooed on my lower back because
He really does.
I thought, when I was 18, 19, I thought like, you got to remember your roots. You're going to forget your roots.
I love it. I don't care who you are.
Cool.
Yeah.
It reminds me of, what's his name? In Waterboy. He's got the tattoo on his right butt cheek or whatever. Henry Winkler. No? All right. Anyways.
The Fonz.
Yes.
Yeah, he's awesome.
That's the best tattoo I've ever heard of.
That is a good tattoo.
Yeah. Okay. Milwaukee BMX.
Yeah, Milwaukee BMX.
Can we get a
that's the
picture of that
roots.
before you go?
Is
it too low on your back?
I try to hide it mostly.
Okay, right on.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
gotcha.
That's good.
Yep.
But like when I got it,
were we?
like tramp stamps didn't even exist. So just to be fair to me,
No,
like,
you were the trendsetter.
I was the
You
trendsetter.
set the trend for tramp stamps.
in Milwaukee. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's
so
already
ridiculous.
taken like a turn. Like I didn't.
Oh my God. Okay, so
We had like a really serious conversation
Pre-call here. Yes.
It just went nuts.
well, yeah, I guess it just boiled over, right? So
It boiled over.
Anyway.
Yep. And your name's Dustin. I got to say, Dustin Slayer. We're having a good time. No?
No.
The comedian? All right. Look him up. Speaking of.
okay,
All right. So your name is Dusty? Dustin.
Dustin, legally Dustin.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Nickname?
Dusty.
Dusty.
Yep.
Okay.
I think, to the best of my memory, my mom started calling me Dusty when I was like 8 or 9, around then. And so if you talk to any of my family from Milwaukee, they all call me Dustin, right? 'Cause
Oh, really?
You get 10 years of Dustin in you, it's hard to change, right?
Right.
But since then, I've been Dusty to everybody I know.
Can you guys clear up something for me? Is it Milwaukee or is it Milwaukee?
It's Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, right.
It's not Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
No, it's not Milwaukee.
No.
I mean, maybe somebody pronounces it that way somewhere. I don't know.
Dude, I got to give a quick shout out. If you guys heard, I had music accidentally playing on my phone.
I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
If for our listeners, if you haven't heard the Viagra Boys yet, they're touring with Queens of Stone Age right now. Amazing band, Viagra Boys.
So I've been
Check
listening
them
to
out.
Viagra Boys for years.
So yeah, thanks for the introduction, bro.
Tattoo on the forehead.
Am I always sending you music and you got this great band and you don't send it to me?
I'm sorry. I didn't know they were with QOS, but I am going to be out of town.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll talk later.
Well, yeah, and I'm not going to see Katza up in Phoenix. Now I'm going to see some play at the Christmas place.
Oh, even better.
So that's going to be great.
Yeah. Oh, all right. So I got to tell you, Dusty, when I found out Josh booked you for this recording and I saw your Instagram, I'm like, no way. I'm like, that's that rad BMX guy at Premises Skate Park in Tucson.
Yeah, shout out to Ian.
Doing the sickest tricks. I mean, your progression, like I've been watching you for years now, but the last time I saw your session, the nose picks and the technicality was just on fire. So kudos.
You want to hear something crazy? So I just met Dustin 2 weeks ago at the park, like just briefly. And Ian's like, dude, you should go hook up. You guys should go meet and whatever.
Yeah.
So I take him out and I show him the ramp while you were caught in traffic. And he's like, yeah, I helped load that up.
No way. with Liam and Arnold
and
Saul.
Saul. It's a small world, man.
It's such a small community.
And I'm like, we've probably been in the same room like 100 times. And just never know.
That's so cool. But all the kids like are always watching you, all your sick tricks you're doing. So that's pretty sweet, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So what originally kind of drew my attention to Dusty was he came walking in out of the park and he was kind of he was all sweaty and he obviously had a big sesh and Ian was asking about his sesh and I'm looking at his bike and he's got a BMX bike. It's kind of bigger than like a normal BMX bike.
It's purple.
It's not cruiser size, but it's bigger and it's got a tapered head tube. And I'm like, what in the hell?
Can't believe you noticed that.
What in the hell is that? And so I'm looking at his bike and I'm like, dude, what kind of bike is that? You want to tell us about your bike?
Yeah, man, for sure.
And tell us about the company because I think it's a super cool story.
Absolutely. Yeah, happy to. So I've been riding, just the 2-second version of this is I've been riding BMX since, the late 80s really, but I always say like 1992 is when I got my first GT. So that's like the year I started riding BMX. Yeah. Yep. I was jumping curb cuts and stuff before then, but 92 is...
Hold on a second. What's jumping curb cuts?
Like curb cuts are the things that the driveways have that
oh yes, okay.
The little
it's a little tiny lip,
tiny
transition.
transition.
You were jumping those as a kid.
Yeah.
Like we all do.
Thank you. I thought there was.
We just didn't know the name.
Right.
Curb cuts.
Okay, got it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm still jumping them, and I didn't know the name.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, me too. Right. I've been doing it for whatever.
We're all just kids that have not escaped riding bikes. But yeah, okay. So you've been riding since you officially started with the GT in '82. 92.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm trying to give you 10 more years.
No, that's okay. Yeah. That's okay.
He looks like he's younger than us, but he looks like he's like 20 years older.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Keep going, bro.
All right. So, so been riding BMX for a really long time, and I took a few years off and came back, and just lots of injuries, and over the years, it was always finding ways to continue to make it work, like make BMX a little softer, make it not hurt my body as much. And
as you got older and
as I got older,
injuries,
exactly. And so it just takes a toll it takes on your body, as always is the case with these action sports. And so, a few years ago now, time goes fast. A few years ago, Ian at Premises got a 22 S&M.
Okay, so let's explain for our listeners. First of all, mostly BMX some road listeners and 18 to 40 or 18 to 27-year-old girls is 40% of our demographic, which we can't figure out. Shout out to the ladies. Appreciate you. What is a 22? What does that actually mean? And probably give a little understanding of like what a typical BMX is so our mountain bike crew can kind of follow you.
For sure. Yeah. So, excuse me. When we say BMX, 99.9% of the time, we're talking about a bike with 20-inch wheels. The top tube sizes, the bicycle sizes vary, like the frame sizes vary.
Yep.
But when you're talking about a BMX bike, you're talking about a 20-inch bicycle.
Yep.
And so
the sizing is like 18, 19, 20, 21, and like half sizes in between there is kind of the typical sizing. And that's basically the top tube. Is that how BMX bikes are sized typically? Most
of the time. Yeah. Okay. And you even have like eighths in there. So you'll have 20.625 or, So you have like some weird sizes from time to time, but, for the most part, right. It's going to be somewhere between 18 for like little kids bikes or flatland bikes. And then all the way now we're up to 22-inch, frames, BMX frames, really primarily for racing, dirt jumping, things like that with the longer top tubes.
So when Dusty told me and I kind of knew that background because my kids have BMX bikes and I'm always out there wrenching on them for them.
Yeah.
And I found out that you use different set of tools on BMX bikes than you do on other bikes. You use like hammers and like
pliers, channel locks.
You put WD-40 on everything. Like
that's the BMX mechanics.
That's the BMX mechanics.
That's where I draw the line. That's where I draw the line.
No.
Duct tape is fine, but no WD-40.
No WD-40. Like there's that JD Weld. You see that a lot on BMX bikes. Anyways, when he said, I was asking him about his bike. I'm like, what is that? He's like, a Ditto. I was like, oh, it's a new brand. I was like, oh, cool. And he's like, they specialize in 22s. And I thought that just meant they specialize in 22-inch frames and they make bigger frames, maybe more for adults. That's kind of what I walked away. And I had that perspective up until like an hour ago. What does it actually mean?
Yeah. So when we say a 22 in the BMX world, what we're talking about is the wheel size. So when you're talking about BMX, you're talking about a 20-inch. That's always going to be the case. So you don't even mention the size because you're really just talking about 20-inch wheels.
Yep.
So when we talk about something that's not a 20-inch, right? Then you get a 24s historically have always been called cruisers, right? 26 would be like
dirt jumper
or used to be mountain bike when I was a kid.
Right.
And now, so 22s were really never a size option for wheel until about, I don't know, I'd guess maybe 10 years ago it started to come out. And then it's gotten a lot more popular in the last few years. So you're starting to see a lot of middle-aged guys, older guys that are opting for these 22s. And so Ian at Premises had bought one and I thought like, I'm going to try it out. And I tried it out and was like, oh my God, my body doesn't hurt. Right. Well, it still hurts,
to
but
riding without less impact on the body.
Yeah, exactly. So the larger wheel size just gives you the tiniest little extra bit of cushion. I also found it was easier to pump. I got actually more speed with a little larger wheel size. So I was able to reduce tire pressure from 80 PSI to 60 PSI and keep the same speed because of the larger wheel size.
More suspension in there.
So I had more suspension.
So smart. And as mountain bikers, like we know all about this because we've kind of lived through the evolution. We went from 26 inches all the way to 29 inches. And then they were messing around with 27.5 for a little bit. And I think we've kind of settled as a standard at 29. Some bikes are mullets where they have 27.5 in the back. And I'm hearing about 32s now in the future and like even bigger wheels.
Oh, really?
We've talked about 24-hour race. There's a guy that rides out there on 36s.
Huh.
It looks like a wagon wheel. It's freaking crazy. He has to put two brakes on it, like disc brakes, one on each side, because you can't put that much pressure on one side of the rim or it'll ruin the spokes. Anyway, so like it totally makes sense to us as mountain bikers that you guys went to a bigger wheel size.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, some of us did, right? And there's some drawbacks, of course, right?
Yeah.
Like
there's always two sides to it,
right?
It's harder to throw it around, right? Maneuverability.
That's at the end of the day, right? Maneuverability is it. And so when you have a larger wheel, you have specifically for BMX where you're often very concerned about doing tricks, right? Manipulating the bike in a certain way in the air or like close to the coping. So you want to be able to, in most cases, whip the bike around quickly, right? Mm-hmm. And so I don't know physics, so I'm going to say all these words wrong. But
that's fine. We make shit up all the time.
Yeah. Yes. So
no fact checkers here.
The rotating wheel, as it spins, has a lot of
inertia.
Yeah, inertia. Whatever. Right. So it makes it not want to spin.
Right.
Right. And so the larger the wheel, the more of that force there is. And when you put the heavy part, the tire, right, on the outside of the wheel, it makes it even more.
So when you're trying to do bar spins or whips,
bar spins, tail whips, 360s, anything that requires spinning against the grain of the direction that you're going, right?
It affects that.
So backflips are easy, right? But 360s you have a whole bunch of extra.
Yeah, backflips are easy. That's
that would make sense. Yeah. There's a cool YouTube of you. I can't remember what you were out in Oregon at the lumber yard.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And
learning flares.
Slams like nobody's business. And of course, your nose pick over the.
Right.
Not step up, whatever that was. Yeah. And then you went over the bars a couple of times. I think you picked up flares though in 3 tries.
Yeah.
At least that's what it showed in the edit.
That was literally the day I learned them. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Which felt pretty good. I was 35. So I felt like learning backflip 180s at 35. Like I was pretty proud of that. I had been doing backflips since I was in my 20s, but just never learned backflip 180s, which is how you do it on a quarter pipe so that you don't.
So he calls it a
backwards.
backflip 180. In the scooter world, we call them flares.
Is that what a flare is?
Yeah,
it's a backflip 180. I always wondered what it actually is because it happens so fast.
Because you're coming up and you're doing a backflip, but then you're ending facing down.
Do a 180 as well.
Yeah. So you have to do the 180, otherwise you'd land on and have to come out fakie.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Which people do, flip fakies. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So backflips when you're in your 20s, were people doing backflips back then?
Haven't you seen the movie Rad?
Were they? Yeah, I know you. Josh brings up Rad every chance he gets.
Every BMX person we have, I bring up Rad.
It's literally my favorite movie. Yeah.
It's an awesome movie.
Yeah. I watched it last year. Like I watched it 2 years ago in the theater. Yeah.
It's just to put it in context. It's Gleaming the Cube for BMX guys.
Yes. All right.
Without Christian Slater.
All right. Okay, so we're back to the physics of the wheel.
Yeah, we're talking about Ditto and 22 inches.
Yeah, there's some drawbacks, of course, right? As there are drawbacks to the 20-inch too, right? So it's all a balance, and you're just choosing what works best for you. And in my 40s, like for me, the 22 feels better, and it's worth the trade-off of like
trade-offs.
I'm not gonna do double bar spins. I'm not doing double truck drivers. Like I probably could with this bike. I'm sure somebody could or is out there, but like.
Truck driver's a 360 bar spin.
With a bar spin. Yep. Sorry. Yeah.
No, just for our BMX guys that we can't spin our handlebars because we got cables that keep us from doing that.
No gyros.
Yeah. Well, we could put I guess I've never seen I couldn't put a gyro on a hydraulic brake. I don't think. Maybe you could.
Yeah.
Not that I know of.
No.
Maybe I got to.
But with the Bluetooth stuff,
that patent. Yeah, with electronics, you
wireless.
can just everything's wireless now.
Right. Yep. Right.
All right, so I automatically started asking questions, the same questions we had like when 29ers first came out, like. What's the tire availability and wheel availability?
Oh, parts.
So like, do you have how many tires do you have to pick from?
Yeah. So there's not as much, obviously, right? It's a niche market. It's much smaller than the broad market. And so you have a lot fewer manufacturers who are involved, though most of the major bike manufacturers at this point, like BMX manufacturers, are all making a 22.
Okay.
Like at least a complete. And then most of them aren't making like lots of good aftermarket parts, but some of them are. Like S&M makes really good tires. I get tires.
It's not the S&M you're thinking about, Mike. There's a running joke about Mike being into S&M on this podcast. It's super great. He gets so uncomfortable every time I bring it up. And he's thinking about it. He's like, maybe I should try that just to see.
And then, and then because of these conversations, my phone picks it up, which we've talked about many times. So then my YouTube,
it's
weird algorithms. You know what I'm saying, Dusty? It's all his
It's
fault.
my fault that the bad stuff showing up.
So I tell my wife.
Come on,
anyways.
Megan. It's just so you know, it's all Josh. It's not Mike's search history. It's what I'm saying.
Right.
It makes perfect sense to me.
So S&M makes some the big. So you have some options.
Yeah, you have some options.
And real
alienation
quality options.
Yeah, actual quality options, right? Like I mean, riding as long as I have, like if I buy a complete bike, the thing's falling apart in a month, like at best, So like I have to have good aftermarket options that really hold up.
So tell us, like, what are the parts that wear out fastest on a BMX with the type of, and he does like hardcore freestyle, dirt jump, like big hucking, BMX riding. Yeah.
And I'm not little, like right now I'm 165 pounds, but I've been like 190 pretty consistently for most of my life, or 180, 190. And so I'm not light, and I'm doing these tricks and landing very hard, 10 feet up, and you miss and you land flat bottom, and so it's really a lot of damage on the bike. So for me, it's always the crank arms that bend, the wheels,
crank arms.
Yeah, the rims that bend. And then the frames usually, like over time, the back end will start to tweak over. So, So yeah, you have like,
that is some serious
what
work.
What are the cranks made of? Are they aluminum or are they steel?
Steel. Chromoly. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I shouldn't say that now because that hasn't happened in a couple of years, but I just started changing cranks a lot more frequently. So, yeah.
Why are you changing the cranks? Because they're breaking, or because you're experimenting with different cranks and sizes?
No, I like pretty much now I'll change cranks every time I change a frame, like every 2 years or so. Like I used to ride them until they'd
fail.
And they would always bend and bend and bend and bend, like eventually just get worse and worse. So just from landing on the outside of the pedals with all your weight,
Sure.
Yeah. So
Do you have a preference? I know you're at the premises park a lot. Like, do you have a modality that you like? Do you like the dirt? Do you like the inside parks?
So I grew up, in the 80s and 90s, like everybody rode everything. Like, so you rode flatland and you rode vert and you rode dirt jumps and you rode street and you rode skate park. Like that's just what we did. And as time went on, I definitely like focused more and more and more on skate parks. Like specifically indoor wooden skate parks always felt the best to me. And part of that is just where I grew up in the Midwest. It was, cold 6 months of the year. So you're in indoor wooden skate parks.
We got like one of the best indoor skate parks in the world.
In the world.
Here in Tucson. With Premises Park, dude. If you haven't been there, you can ride mountain bikes there too. Ian promised that he'll let you in. Yeah. So go check it out. Sign a waiver, spend $10 for a couple hours. It's a cool experience. You want to see how bad you suck on a bike? Go ride a skate park.
But there's something for everybody there. He's got big stuff, little stuff, and the whole culture and vibe is so cool there.
Yeah, you can progress, and it will. I tell you, it'll help you on the trail. And I'm just giving a little shout out to Ian so he can. So
speaking of skate parks and being from Milwaukee, so 1987,
it's Milwaukee.
Yeah, Milwaukee. So 1987, Turf Skatepark.
Yeah.
Do you remember that by any chance?
I rode there.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
On the skateboard? Or
skateboard and BMX.
Oh, I didn't know they let bikes.
You guys were probably there at the same time.
Well, he's older. I'm sorry. I'm older than he is by quite a bit. So, but we could have been.
Yeah, I mean, I started going there in 92. So
okay, yeah. So it was 5 years previous. But yeah, great place. And then I think it turned into Belly Button Strip Club. They put boards over the pools when skating.
Shut the front door.
Yeah, right. When skating,
they turned a skate park into a strip club.
Into a strip club. Yeah.
Okay. Is it back to a skate park yet?
Well, it was. Mm-hmm. Shortly after that, because by the early 90s, I was going there, and then
I think a freeway went through it now.
No, it like the spot is still there last I heard, and they were doing a save the turf. So what they did is they filled in all the bowls while the place was still open, because at like mid 90s everybody had stopped skating bowls and everybody was street skating, right? Yep. So they filled in all the bowls and put in this like street plaza thing, but people knew that the bowls were there. So like I think probably 95 or 6 is when they went out of business. Okay. And then like 2005, 2006, 2007, they're like, save the turf, they wanted the city to like come and take the bowls and put them somewhere else. Oh. That park opened in 1979. And in the 90s, when I was riding there, it was the longest privately owned skate park that was open in the country.
Wait. What about modern? Yeah. What about modern in Detroit?
No, from in 93.
Yeah, but I mean, okay.
Yeah, from 79.
Well, the guy from Modern Skate Park lied to me then. Keep going.
Well, I'm lying to you.
Have you ridden that Modern?
No, not that I'm aware of.
That's the one in Detroit, though?
It's Detroit, yeah. He told me it was the longest, maybe it was the longest continuously operating skate park.
That didn't turn into a strip club?
Right.
Yeah.
That could be. That's it. Yeah.
It was interesting. He was telling me like his business model, because like every skate park loses money, best I can tell.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some that don't. But he like bought this building, and the front half of the building is all office space. And he rents that off. He rents all that out. And then that basically funds to keep the skate park open, which doesn't make money.
Right.
And he's just trying to stay in the green at all times, and has kept it going for like 30 years or something.
Yeah. Yep. It's awesome.
All right. So you like wooden ramp parks?
Yeah. Indoor wooden ramp parks growing up in the Midwest. And so anyway, that's my favorite kind of riding.
Were you sponsored back then, like a professional level, or kind of what were you doing back then as a kid?
Sort of.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose the Ditto.
Yeah.
Let's come back to Ditto, because they're doing something unique and interesting, and I think we should highlight them.
Yeah.
22-inch bikes. Tell me about Ditto.
Yeah. So once I found 22-inch bikes and I started riding them, I was like, okay, this is the jam. But now how do I get like really good parts, right? And so looking around at frames, like all the frame options were really expensive, and I had bought a complete Verde. Okay. I actually, and this ties back into the question a second ago, I rode for DK in the 2000s. And so I still had some connections there. And so got a Verde 22, through them.
Is DK is Verde?
Their system cycle is the parent distribution center. Okay. And so anything that system got, like as a DK flow rider, I would get discounts on that stuff too. Cool. Yeah. Nice. So I got a Verde 22, rode that for about 6 months and realized like, okay, I like the 22, but the geometry is just this particular bike is built more for, like dirt jump, like just, it was slower and sluggish in terms of like tricks and spinning and that kind of stuff. Yep. So I'm looking around at different frame options, and obviously one of the options that you have is have a custom frame built. And Mike Laird, shout out Mike Laird and Laird Frame, they do custom chromoly frames and titanium frames, and you can get them in pretty much any size you want. So mountain bike size, BMX size, like 12-inch. I mean, whatever you want.
Custom frames.
Yeah, custom frames. So, and if you look at like, you could order a custom frame from S&M, you could order a custom frame from Standard. And when I looked at the prices and all that stuff, like Laird Frame was just kind of the way to go. And the downside is it's one guy building frames. So it took 8 months to get the bike from when I ordered it. But once I got it, I was in love with it. Yeah. And the way that I ended up getting the geometry that I wanted, because with Laird Frame, like you tell them, they're not going to tell you what geometry to. So you have to choose, right? What's your head tube angle? What's your C tube? You know, all these little specs.
We haven't talked about geo in so long on this
Josh
podcast.
Loves geometry.
I love geometry. I was asking him about the geometry of his bike when you were there. Anyways, keep going.
So, so I knew what I had, you know, in terms of 22. Yeah. And you can't just take your favorite 20-inch bike and go, okay, I want this. Right. Because it's a little different, right? So I was looking around the internet and I thought like, how do I find the geometry that I want? And I came across Ditto because they had a park specific, like, and when we say park specific, we mean a little steeper, a little faster, a little more responsive,
a little shorter wheelbase.
Exactly. And compared to like a trails frame, which is going to be longer, slower, et cetera. Right. And so my Verde was like the more trails frame. And I thought, okay, this bike, this Ditto that I found online has like the perfect geometry. So I'm going to steal that. So I stole their geometry numbers. Yep. And I had a Laird frame made with that, and I got it and I rode it for like 6 months and I loved it. And it was amazing. And like, you know, custom paint, and like, it's so fun to get a Laird frame because it's like your bike. Yeah. You actually get a custom seat stay bridge. So I got a little heart like built into the frame.
Nice.
It's phenomenal. Awesome.
So seat stay bridge would be behind the seat going down to the.
Yeah. And there's always like a little piece of metal that crosses between
BMX bikes
between the seat stays. And so you could choose whatever you wanted. Right. Yeah. And so I had a little heart made. It was awesome. Cool. It was like super personal, you know, it's nice.
Yeah. Yes.
So, love that bike. Had it for 6 months. Haven't ridden brakes on my bike for 20 plus years and got this wild hair up my butt and was like, I need to ride brakes again for some reason. Like, and there's a little more story than that to it, but decided I needed brakes. And so I went online and I ordered a Ditto because the bike I had ordered from Laird Frame, like had no brakes. Cause why would I have brake mounts on this frame? I haven't ridden brakes in 20 years.
Yeah. Right.
So I ended up ordering a Ditto, and that is actually what created the relationship with Ditto and with John, the owner, and John is a great guy. So I ordered a bike that they didn't have. Inventory, mishap.
Inventory. Yeah.
Yep. And so he ended up giving me like a more expensive model for the same price and threw in a t-shirt. I was like, wait, what? Like just super nice dude. Right. Yeah. So like just trying to make it right. And I realized like, oh, this is just one guy. This is like one guy running this company, like running the Instagram page and running the storefront and like
hustling,
having a fan, doing everything. Right. Yeah. So I was like really stoked on just like this whole idea of like one guy really believes in 22s and thinks like this needs to be pushed. And so that's what his focus has always been on, is just this 22-inch market.
His niche.
Exactly his niche. And so he had started actually in BMX, like in the 80s, was actually even in BMX videos in the 80s, had some notoriety in the Midwest and had moved kind of all over the country, moved to Portland, ended up in Northern California after a period of time, had kids, had a family, had this whole thing and kept going back to bikes. And then somebody at his trails was like, oh, you should ride this 22. Cause he had done gravel bikes, he had done mountain bikes, he had, done all this stuff, but kept gravitating back to the 20-inch BMX bike. Right. Yeah. And so some guy at his local trails was like, oh, hey, I got this 22-inch bike. And he was sold, right? Just like I was. Yep. And yeah, it just felt so much better. It felt like it fit me. Mm-hmm. He felt the same way. And so he started looking around of like, okay, cool. Well, there's a few frame options for 22s, but like hardly anybody's making forks. So I'm going to look into getting forks made.
Yep.
And so he starts talking to different people. He talks to S&M, he talks to FBM. When FBM, I don't know if you guys know.
I don't know FBM.
No. So they...
Oh, Fit. Is that... No, that's not. Okay. Sorry.
Fit is part of S&M. Fit and S&M are...
Got it.
Yeah, same company. Okay. But FBM, Fat Bald Men.
That's what that stands for?
Yep.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Or Fire Bikes Mayhem. Yeah, they had a bunch of different acronyms, but Fat Bald Men was the actual like company name.
Yeah.
So they were around for like 20 plus years. They were another US based manufacturer. Like they made their own
bike frames
in-house, just like S&M did. Uh-huh. And so John was talking to FBM about getting forks made because he really had this idea. He like loved the PDC, Pedal Driven Cycles, is a company in, I believe, Texas, and they've been making 22 frames for a while, but he couldn't get them excited about making forks. So he's like, I'm going to make forks. So he's talking to all these people, couldn't get it to work out. And then FBM closed right when he thought he was going to get that deal working. And he's like, okay, well, I'm going to just do it myself. And so he
started making
frames, and yeah, he got connected with somebody that could get the manufacturing done, and had samples made and checked them out, and like, wow, okay, cool.
This is super. So they got an Instagram, they got a Facebook, they got a web store. We'll put all the links in the show notes for everyone. And I'm it's kind of been cruising through the web store today. Like the frames are actually pretty like reasonable. Like they're like kind of $350 to like $550 price range.
And their quality.
And they're high quality, and they have this fucking badass, excuse my language, I don't usually say the F word out here. I guess what
you must really like it.
I do. But they've got this colorway. It's called matte trans bronze. Oh. It is the coolest.
Pretty looking.
Look at that color, dude.
Wow.
I just think that color is awesome. It's almost like copper looking.
Yeah.
Super sick.
So going back to how you first ran into Dusty at Premises, about the head tube.
Yeah. So it had a tapered head tube.
So
I've never seen that on a BMX bike before.
Do you know the backstory on that?
It's good designing.
No.
I don't know either. I'm just curious. The short version is like he rides mountain bikes as well. Like
there it is.
There
it is. That's trickle down
right there.
He's involved in
trickle down.
The one other team rider that they have, his name is Jody Donnelly. He's also like a BMXer from the Midwest from the late 80s, early 90s. He lives in NorCal and is a huge like ride everything, right? So he's doing backflips on like full suspension 27s and like dirt jumpers and all this stuff. And so he's literally riding everything. And so I think all those guys are just like, let's take what technology
works
we can, and that is awesome, and we'll continue to make the bikes better, which is always how BMX has worked, right? When they figure something out, we could do this better, so we do it, right?
It's the same in mountain biking, dude. We steal most of our tech from motorcycles.
Totally.
Most of the tech just trickles down from motorcycles, and now it's trickling. I mean, it won't be long before you all have hydraulic brakes if you don't already.
Yeah. Okay.
If you ride brake, are you riding brakes today?
So that's
what he said.
Yeah, that's why I got the bike.
I know. I wasn't sure if he took them off.
No, I got, yeah.
You kept them on.
He doesn't have a gyro though. He's just got a long ass cable in the front, so he can do one bar turn, one bar spin back, and then he's got a.
You just ride the back brake now.
No, he's got a front brake too. He's just got a long cable.
Oh, you're being serious.
I'm not kidding.
Being sarcastic.
No, I'm serious. I saw that on his bike. I'm like, where's your gyro? He's like, nope. Yeah. Just a long ass cable. So he's got enough for him to do one. Is it one? Can you do two?
Well, I preload one.
Oh,
and then I take my run and I can do two in the run.
I got you. Yeah. One this way and one that way. And
then what I can do, like I preload it. So I spin it the wrong way first.
Oh, so it goes preload. Okay, I got you.
And then I go take my run and I can do two in the same direction.
Regular. But you're not doing it oppo.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right. I mean, people could.
So that explains, that's how you're doing your nice nose picks. Does the front brakes help with that?
Mm-hmm. Well, you need them. So to do like a nose pick, proper nose pick, you're doing it with a front brake.
Can't you just put your foot up there, though?
That's a foot jam nose pick.
Oh, okay.
So it's
I stand corrected.
Yeah. Just a different like I mean, it's a different trick completely, but they call one nose pick and they call one foot jam nose pick. And because nobody wants to say the whole thing anymore, they just say foot jam.
Okay. We got to double click. We got to double click on this no break thing for a second. Cause our mountain bike listeners are like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? No brakes. Like we live on our brakes. So basically like you can tell me if this is my son just uses his foot to stop him.
Yeah. In the early
transition and lack of pumping. Like,
yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, like in the early 2000s, probably even late 90s, like people were starting to experiment with riding BMX brakeless. Like it started kind of in flatland and street, and then it made its way into ramp riding.
Right.
And so like by, I don't know, 2010, like nobody was running brakes anymore. So it just was something that people didn't do. Like you just don't ride brakes.
You need another one?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Yeah.
So do you want me to get you another? We're it's just a technical pause here while we're sorting out beers. Do you want another beer? You want me to go?
No, I'm good right now. Okay. So Dusty, why did they take the brakes? Is it to ride better, or is it because you can? You know, why the no brake movement?
It's punk rock, dude.
Yeah, maybe
it started as being just punk rock. I guarantee it.
So I think for everybody it's something different.
Yeah.
For me, like I don't love working on my bike, and the amount that
one less thing to mess with
that you have to work on your bike.
It's just simplicity
to make your brakes work. Like you got to keep your back wheel straight, right? Because we're using rim brakes, not disc brakes, right? So you have to keep your back wheel perfectly straight, and you're constantly landing sideways from 10 feet on your back wheel.
You're tweaking that back wheel.
So it's hard to keep your back wheel straight all the time to make the brakes work. So it's a lot of maintenance. And so for me, that was a huge draw.
Oh.
The other part was, and this is still true, I'm a control freak. And so by taking the brakes off, I forced myself to lose that lever of control, which completely changed how I rode.
I mean, that's what you do in your S&M world, right? just to lose the control.
It's kind of different, but the same, I guess. Yeah.
I gotta tell you, that rim brakes suck. I've got Paul rim brakes, which are like the best. I mean, at least in the mountain biking and in the road biking world, Paul's like the best rim brakes you can get, from my perspective. They all suck.
But you can't put discs on a BMX,
and people do all the time,
and it doesn't mess with hitting cold.
Look on that website.
Is there disc brakes on here?
Yeah.
No shit. Shut the front door. You guys keep talking. I got to look.
I have never seen that.
So Ditto just came out with a bunch of new models, and so that's one of the things that they did with the tapered head tube. They also added a couple models that have disc brakes as well.
Wow.
Yeah. So trail riders specifically, so dirt jumping, huge push right now to move towards disc brakes for a lot of them. Some of them, like whatever. Some people have their ideas about like, I'm going to keep it simple or whatever, but the people that want the function, a lot of people are switching to
over.
disc.
Dude, once we haven't gone there yet. It's coming, but we haven't gone to electric, digital braking systems.
Because it's all just shifting right now.
Yeah. So the shifting, they've got all electric. The seat posts have got electric. It's coming.
Are the brakes?
Sure,
it's got to be.
They were going to have servo actuated brakes.
Servo.
That seems like it would be a perfect BMX situation because you got no cables. You don't have to worry about a gyro. You can just. But the amount of braking you get with a disc brake is like no shit serious braking compared to what you're used to with rim brakes.
And that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
So for a lot of tricks, specifically in like the trick land, you need to feather.
And
you don't really feather
not
with
as well for sure.
Yeah.
At least not at my level. I'm sure there's like, World Cup racers, they feather.
I'm sure somebody's doing it. Yeah.
It's not me.
Right. Yep. So it just makes it harder. Yeah.
So do you know, not to put you in a spot, but do you know where Ditto are made?
I don't. I think they're, overseas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I don't know where they're.
So he does the design, and he's got an offshore manufacturer.
Okay, he doesn't weld the frame. He's got a
right.
Okay.
Yeah, he has them made frames and forks.
Yeah,
and,
with
and
his
that's
geometry and all that specs
and all his specs. Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
And that's the other piece is he had actually started it like about forks, and so one of the cool things they're doing now, and I've never even seen this on a BMX bike. So just to go back to the brakes thing for a second. So when people started taking their brakes off, like frame manufacturers immediately started giving options, right? Like, okay, you got frame with brake mounts, you got frame with no brake mounts. And then eventually they started making removable brake mounts on the frames. And so you could switch back and forth between having brakes and not having brakes, right?
Sure.
Nobody ever did that for the forks because after the 90s, hardly anybody was riding front brakes.
Oh, wow.
Right.
I've cut a couple with a grinding wheel.
Yeah. So there's, a handful of people still doing front brake tricks, right?
Yeah.
And so you can buy forks with front brake mounts, a much smaller selection, right?
Right.
But nobody's making removable front brake mounts that I know of, at least in BMX. And so now there's a 22-inch fork option
From
Ditto, which has something, that even a 20-inch BMX
it's just
bike
the peg
doesn't have.
it's like the mounting peg that just screws out, right? Basically.
Exactly. Yeah. But it makes it look a lot cleaner. You don't have that thing hanging out there. Right.
Well, I don't think you guys are as concerned with weight as we are in the mountain bike world.
Some of us are, but not me for sure. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Do they make carbon BMX bikes?
They're getting into carbon wheels is the thing I've seen lately. But tie is big.
Okay.
Yeah. Weight is a big deal for
He was checking out my tie. I was working on the Lightspeed when he came over.
That's really pretty.
Yeah. That's
cool bike.
I'm loving that bike at the moment.
Yeah. Very cool. Shout out to Ditto.
So, okay. We want to talk about Transit.
Oh yeah.
You want to tell us a little bit about Transit? So Transit's a shop in Tucson, off the loop. If you guys remember, we had Jesus on with his shop ride. Tucson, which is also off the loop. Tell us, you've had a great experience with Transit. You want to give them a shout out and tell them?
Yeah, for sure. So I live like in the neighborhood. I'm right down the street from them, close to downtown, and they're like a walk from the loop, like 3 minutes, right? They're at the MSA Annex, in those shipping container.
Mercado San Augustine? San Augustine or St. Augustine?
San Augustine.
San Augustine.
Yeah.
Got it.
So they're at the Annex part, the shipping container part, which is just a little bit south of the main MSA spot.
And that whole area is really cool just to hang out.
Super cool. Yeah, it's awesome. Awesome down there.
Downtown Tucson area.
Just west of downtown. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Just on the other side of the freeway. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, ¿qué es Mercado en inglés?
The
store.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Shop or market.
I always got to throw
market,
I got to throw a little Spanish in for our Spanish translator here.
Yes. Yeah. Market. I couldn't think of that word.
Good job. It's not like you live in
Mercado's so
Mexico.
close.
In Milwaukee, we picked that up, right?
Yeah, Milwaukee. There
you go.
A lot of Spanish in Milwaukee. It's the second language there.
Okay, so MSA Transit.
Transit. Right. So, so basically that's the closest shop to me. And I always had friends that worked at bike shops. So I had friends that worked at Oro Valley or friends that worked at Ajo or friends at blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And eventually, like over the years, like all those friends stopped working at those shops and, started doing other stuff. And so I'm
sad
like,
story for them. I bet you they all wish they were back at the shop.
Yeah. The good old days.
But you got to pay mortgages. And all that kind of stuff,
I'm like,
right?
I'm grateful that they're doing what they want to do. And also like, why aren't they fixing my bike? Right? so yeah. And I'm, like I said, I don't, like I can do the maintenance. I choose not to. Right. So that's that's my spiel.
I think you should rethink that. That's my Zen, man.
It is for a lot of people. And so is cooking.
Yeah.
Another thing I don't do. So
point taken. To each their own. To each their own. Mike's into S&M. I'm into fixing bikes. You don't like it.
I mean, I've taken like computers and phones apart like that. I don't mind.
You like that stuff.
Yeah. Technology is fine. But for some reason I just, like the
riding more than fixing.
I like riding more than fixing. Yeah. I can do it. I just am not. It's not my
So you're
favorite.
hopping on your bike and cruising over to your local.
So I'm going to my local. Exactly. And so when I was looking around for shops, like, look online and looking at reviews, and I'm like, oh my God, this place is a mile from my house and incredible reviews, and actually sells the like unique gravel bike manufacturer that like I have a gravel bike from, which is All City. So I'm like, oh, they even like work, sell this brand that I have, so it was like perfect fit. So I go down there with my gravel bike a couple times to get like a tune up or whatever. And they just did such an incredible job. I heard you guys talking about the detailing that Jesus did.
Jesus,
Yeah. And you were talking about like, oh, nobody advertises that. Well, I got my bike back and the thing was shiny. Like I didn't even
like new bike
know that it was
a thing.
Yeah. Like that. And I, it's a nice shop and like they did very nice work. And so I was so impressed, and they don't have a BMX part in stock. Like, it's not like they're a BMX shop.
Yeah. They're on the loop. So that's not what they cater to, right? Yeah.
But I thought, like, this mechanic, and I had, like, a few chats with the mechanic about the bike and, different problems and whatever. And I just had so much faith and trust in them that I brought him my BMX bike when John sent me the new Ditto frame and fork. So I had, all the parts switched over from my old Ditto to the new Ditto when they came out with the new model.
You really don't like working on bikes. If you took a brand new bike and had someone else build it for you, you hate working on bikes.
Yeah, it's not my favorite thing.
Right out. Well, if you ever need to get it done free, just come drop it off for me. That's my zen. I love to build bikes.
Perfect.
So I'm happy
Perfect.
to do that for you.
Yeah.
But so shout out to Transit.
They just did such an incredible job. So they took this BMX bike, and they're not like BMX specialists, but these guys, all the people there like grew up riding bikes, and you just know they love it. So they had no problems. In fact, they had one problem with a old part that I brought them, and they even, like, without me knowing about it, they looked up Ditto and got a hold of John.
Oh, really?
To say, like, hey, what do you do in this situation? Like, went way out of the way. Like,
that's awesome.
Just such incredible
really cool.
work ethic.
So we're gonna reach out to those guys and see if we can get them on. I'd like to
maybe
talk
you could
to them.
facilitate an introduction or something.
I'd be happy to. Yeah.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Jenna and Sebastian are the two that I've worked with primarily there, and they're just both incredible people. So
all right, sweet.
Yeah.
So Dusty, you have like a super interesting story. I'd love to hear, and I think our listeners would love to hear more about your story as much as you want to share with us. So we've talked about Milwaukee, we've talked about S&M a lot, talked about Ditto and the 22s. I don't know why that's such a theme. It's becoming a thing. I feel like I'm going to have to give you a hug or something after this podcast. How did this even start?
I told my wife to embrace her mistakes. So she gave me a hug. You know what I mean? So yes, I would appreciate a hug later.
I'll give you a hug. Okay. Not because I think you're a mistake. Okay. Just for the record. All right. Yeah. We'd love to hear
background.
Tell us about your background, and as much as you want to share, we'd love to hear.
My favorite part about that kind of joke is that most people listening probably didn't even catch that was a joke.
No, it's actually not a joke.
Those are the best kind.
There's always a little bit of truth in all those jokes, right? Like the S&M thing is a joke, but is it really?
Is it really?
Oh, Jesus.
All right.
Oh, man. Dusty, you're bringing out the worst.
My side's starting to hurt from this podcast. This is a good one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Tell us about your background, man.
So a magic tractor is driving down the road, and it turns into a field.
Magic tractor?
Magic tractor. Uh-huh. So no driver, it's just driving on its own?
Well, it's a magic tractor. It's driving down an old country road.
And it turns into a field. Okay. Is there a punchline?
This is what I like about this kind of joke.
It turns into a field. It's magic. It was a tractor. Now it's a field.
Oh, punk rock. I like it. That's good.
When I first heard that joke, somebody had to explain it to me.
Where's the punchline?
5 minutes, going, wait, okay, and then what?
And then what?
I love it.
The rest of it.
Right. When you tell me the rest of it, I'm like, I was on the floor.
I think I'm going to cut out this whole part and just stop it right at that, and then move on to the next section, so our listeners never get a resolution.
What's the punchline?
Some guy's on a shitter using it. Do you have a bidet?
I do not.
Oh my God. So Mike and I both have discovered the bidet.
It was $30.
It was mine was $44.
Okay, but you got the good one.
Super cheap. It has been life changing.
It's awesome.
It has changed our world.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I don't think I've told on the podcast, but the first time I discovered, I've even seen a bidet, I was in Kuwait City back when I was in the Air Force.
Oh, I didn't know that.
By the way, if you're an American and you go to Kuwait, they absolutely love you. It's crazy because we liberated them from the Iraqis when the Iraqis came in. And so it's one of the places in the Middle East where everyone's like, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
So free bidets for the Americans.
Yeah, free bidets. So I'm a young airman at the time, and I walk into this swanky hotel, and I'd never been in a swanky hotel my whole life. The military put us up there for whatever reason, and I go to my room and I look down and there's 2 toilets, and I'm like, why is there 2 toilets? There's a regular toilet that looks normal, and then there's this other toilet, and it's got a little handle on the side. So I walk up and I'm standing in front of
You
it.
turned the handle on it and shot you in the face.
Turn the handle.
Right in your,
And it's
right in the kisser.
It soaked me. And I walked downstairs. I only had one set of civilian clothes at the time. So I walked downstairs completely soaked. And my commanding officer's like, hey, Airman Anderson.
So you've discovered the bidet.
You've discovered the bidet, huh? They like knew exactly what had happened to me.
No way.
Oh my God.
I'm like, what the hell is that thing? What's it for? And then they told me, I was like, huh. And I just put it on the back burner and I didn't think about it until about 2 months ago.
Oh, wow.
And I bought one. It changed my
It's
life.
game changer.
So I'll put a link in the podcast
Yeah,
notes
bidets.
to a bidet. I really recommend, Dusty, that if you get anything out of this podcast, spend the $40.
$40.
$40, buy a bidet. It'll change your life. I promise.
I've heard that before.
It's not the first time ever.
No, I mean, other friends who get bidets, like people who use bidets, talk about bidets. Like it's a big deal.
I've become that guy.
Yes, yes.
I'm like a bidet advocate. Maybe we should change the podcast from mountain bikes to bidets.
But it's
Bidet.
probably get more listeners. I don't know.
We're going to lose our 18 to 27-year-old female demographic. That's for sure. All right, man. I don't know how we've gotten so wildly off topic. Yes. We told you it was just a conversation, right? Like
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, definitely just a conversation. And you're probably sitting there thinking to yourself, wait a minute, what happened to Dusty and Mike? Well, let me explain what's going on here. Basically, what happened was we did this recording with Dusty. And when Mike and I went back and listened to it, we quickly determined that we actually had two kind of distinctly different topics. In the first topic that you just heard, we learned all about Dusty's kind of foray into BMX, his background. We learned about the bikes that he's riding, type of tricks he likes to do, just an awesome story with lots of laughter. We really enjoyed recording it. Actually, we enjoyed the entire recording. We hope you enjoyed what you were able to just listen to. But the second half of that recording was a more serious topic, and that was where Dusty was sharing his mental health journey with us and with you. And so we thought, after reviewing it a few times, that it would provide better access to our listeners if we broke this into two distinctly different topics. The first one you just heard, the second one where Dusty takes us through his mental health journey. So please, we released it the same day, so you can pop right over if you're interested in that topic, and you can listen to it. It's super inspiring story. Hear about how Dusty's the mental health journey that he's had and the balance that he's found and the techniques that he's used. We also, mentioned in that podcast the crisis hotline of 988. And so if you're having struggles or thoughts of suicide or anything like that, please text or call the crisis hotline 988 in the United States. Thanks a lot for listening. We appreciate all of our listeners and hope you're having a great day. All right. Take care.